Good morning. My name is Schalk and Tony and welcome to Business Chat. Today my guest is a good friend of mine, Tony Heath. Welcome on the show, Tony, and thanks for coming.
Many thanks, Schalk.
We're going to talk about a development in Milnerton called a Royal Ascot, which Tony was involved with. Tony is a development property consultant. Is that the right?
Yes. At the time for investor. Yes.
But you're now a retired investor.
Yes.
Fantastic. Tony, let's talk about Equini. You've been involved with the developer Great Investments from day one, since they actually bought into the Royal Ascot development. And you've actually been a go-to guy for these guys to just advise and touch base on what would work and what would not work. Talk to us about Equini, the lifestyle center that is the last project that's now being sold.
Well, I bought a couple of units in Equini because I saw the value, and particularly with the fact that Arena North is an established complex already.
Okay.
And in fact, when it was under construction, Equini, although it has now forms part of Arena North, it looked like it was a separate entity because of the construction activity and so on, to safeguard the residents that were there. But when you drive into Arena North, it's all established and it's all, everything is hunky-dory and landscaped and securitized, as well as the crime watch thing. So there's electric fencing around and so on, and patrol guards. And I just saw the value in fact, at the time when I bought, I think it was just before I bought, my mother wasn't well, and I had to go and find a place for her to stay, to be assisted in living, and so it taught me a lesson that I needed something like that for myself one day, and in fact it was a good investment, so I bought a couple of them.
Fantastic. And also the perks that go with Equini is the fact that the Medi-Clinic is very close by, and there is a relationship with Equini and Medi-Clinic. If you're a tenant or an owner in Equini, that the Medi-Clinic services will be available at basically the press of a button.
Absolutely.
The other thing about it, it's actually designed for a more senior type of market. It's a 3-story development, and you think it's good value for money still today?
Absolutely. I mean, when you consider the replacement cost of something like that, or just the cost of building something like that, as we all know today, and you analyse the sales price or the present sales price, it's actually, I don't know how it's been done, but it has been. Look, I think the beauty of Equini is that when you go to older people and you say, look, they always think of old age homes, but it's not an old age home. It's a flat with the ability to, in other words, I could go and live there.
Sure.
I'm over 50, obviously, and I'd be quite comfortable in it.
Sure.
And know that in 20 years' time, or if I was not well, needed injections or whatever, the Medi-Clinic's literally a kilometre away. So to set up a shuttle bus service, that's the most obvious. And of course, there are consulting rooms in there. There's a gym. There's facilities. There's going to be a library, a little canteen, which is going to be run by a couple that have already been employed.
Thank you for coming on our show. I appreciate it, and thanks for being such a good friend.
Thanks for having me.
Fantastic.
Cheers, welcome.
Okay, what I'm going to do